Just finding yourself connected to the here and the now, noticing the perfection of everything that is. The world is perfect the way it is. All its ups and downs, all its imperfections are also part of what makes it perfect. So the world, together with its imperfections, is in a state of perfection. Perfection being when something is exactly the way it is, and this world is exactly the way it is. Each person is exactly the way they are. This moment is exactly the way it is. There is nothing, there is absolutely no approximation in the way things are. Things are exactly the way they are. Anything that your mind tells you is not perfect is also not perfect in exactly the way that it is not perfect. If there's a crack in the china, that crack is exactly the way it is. There is no such thing as an approximate crack. People are exactly where they are. Thank goodness for that. Things are exactly where they are. Thank goodness for that. Imagine trying to shake hands with a person who is only approximately where you think they are, including your own hand being exactly only approximately where it is. It would be an extremely difficult world to live in. But the person that you're trying to shake hands with is exactly where they are. Their hand is exactly where it is. And your hand is exactly where your hand is. And that is what allows you to shake hands. What we call as imperfection is only a concept, a label added on to something that is inherently perfect. If a line is crooked, it is crooked exactly the way that it is crooked. It is our mind that makes an attempt to impose its idea of what perfect is and loses its natural state of joyousness, loses its natural state of balance, loses its natural state of love. From this understanding, see if you can find anything in the entire universe which is not perfect. Each atom, each molecule, each electron, each proton behaving exactly the way that it does. We may not know exactly what something is or where something is. We may not know exactly where it is. In fact, physics and the Heisenberg's principle of uncertainty tells us that we cannot know both momentum and location exactly simultaneously. But not knowing exactly where it is and not knowing exactly what its momentum is or velocity is does not mean that it is not itself exactly the momentum that it has and is not located exactly where it is. So the uncertainty is around the knowing of it. The uncertainty is not around its perfection. Imagine living with this understanding, with this acute awareness of the perfection of the way things are, awareness of the perfection of the way people are. What would be the nature of your interaction with them? What would be the quality of your experience with them? If each and every person is perfect, what other definition do we have of divinity? Each and every object, each and every person, each and every thought, each and every word, each and every experience moving from perfection to perfection through perfection. What a magical world, what a magical universe that we live in. And yet, knowing this, we keep forgetting, we keep forgetting, we keep forgetting that it is so. And even when we forget, it's still perfect because we have forgotten perfectly. We have forgotten, exactly forgotten this idea, this understanding in that moment. And even that moment of forgetting is perfect because it is exactly how it is. So no experience is less, no experience is more. All experiences are perfect. Even the experience of forgetting is perfect. And yet, when we can remind ourselves of this perfection, then the experience of the direction in which we want to move, the experience of lovingness becomes, we become more and more aware of that perfection which we ourselves are, from which we ourselves come from, and the perfection that we ourselves are made of. And when we experience that, it is an experience of the true nature of who we are, which is ultimately what we are here for, which is ultimately why we have taken this shape, taken this form, ultimately why we have put on this multi-dimensional, multi-sensory suit called the body, with its brain, the eyes, the skin, the ears, all our senses, sense of balance, sense of awareness, our sense of space, our sense of time, and all our sensory perceptions. We have taken these all on so that we can, in this multi-dimensional way, experience and express this perfection that we already are. And imagine the freedom that comes from knowing that no matter what, there is only perfection. If there is forgetting, then there is perfect forgetting. And if there is remembering, there is perfect remembering. And if there is the experiencing of that remembering, then that is the perfect experience of remembering. And if there is an experience of forgetting and separation, there is the perfect experience of the experience of forgetting and being separate. So nothing actually remains to be done. We simply move from perfection to perfection and enjoy the ride, which is also perfect. Enjoy the ups, enjoy the downs, enjoy the sideways. And we enter the true space of celebration, beyond the space of right and wrong, automatically beyond space of right and wrong. Wonderful. Slowly again coming back to the breath, coming back to the present moment, coming back to this perfect universe that you have created for your own self, for your own entertainment, for your own game called life. And how freeing to know that even when we forget, that's also part of the game. It's the game called hide and seek. ये आसमान ये बादल ये रास्ते ये हवा हर एक चीज है अपनी जगह ठिकाने पे. These lines can only come from a mind that has understood this. ये आसमान ये बादल ये रास्ते ये हवा हर एक चीज, not just this, but हर एक चीज है अपनी जगह ठिकाने पे. कई दिनों से शिकायत नहीं जमाने से. ये रास्ता है सफर, तू सफर की मंजिल है. तो इस तरह मेरी जिंदगी में शामिल है. जहां भी जाऊं ये लगता है तेरी महफिल है. See that the poet doesn't say जब अच्छी 5 स्टार होटल में जाता हूं लगता है तेरी महफिल है. और जब कैसी गली में जाता हूं जहां वैसा नहीं है, जहां कठिनाई है, ऐसा नहीं कहा कि वहां तेरी मंजिल महफिल नहीं है. जहां भी जाऊं ये लगता है तेरी महफिल है. जहां भी जाऊं, because this perfection is all there is, and I am all there is, and I am that perfection. And by I don't mean Sanjiv. By I mean the I that you and I and this body and that person and that thing and that object all are. That I. What I am is perfection. Great. So when we hear things like this, the mind goes, yeah, but. Yeah, what you're saying sounds good and it's appealing and all that, but, and there is a whole list of buts that come out. But, brrr. The whole motorcycle of butties start. What do you mean perfect? वो बंदा पता है कैसे क्या बोल रहा था मुझे? How dare that person talk like this? How can they say such a thing? Doesn't look at all and seem like perfection to me. What perfection are you talking about and what world are you living in? मैं जहां जीता हूं वहां आके जरा बताओ ये बात तुम्हारी परफेक्शन वाली. Surrounded by people who don't understand, surrounded by people who can be rude, surrounded by people who can be mean, who can be wrong. And then there is politicians and armies that go and kill each other. And exactly what perfection you're talking about, sir? Uh, so बातें बातों के लिए सही है, लेकिन वास्तव में इसको कैसे समझे, वास्तव में इसका उपयोग कैसे करे, वास्तव में इसको जिए कैसे, ये बात को लगती है तो अच्छी, और वी अंडरस्टैंड इट, we like it sounds good, especially when it comes in the form of poetry or a song, and we go, wow, wow, wow. But then we look around and we say, oh my God, what are we talking about? So, and how do this perfect being which is full of love, how do I even deal with this kind of rudeness or this kind of meanness or foolishness or whatever it is that is the challenge in your life? So knowing perfection, knowing lovingness, it's an all inclusive, no holds barred, nothing excluded kind of package. वो होते हैं ना travel packages, everything included. Your entry fees, your travel, your hotel, breakfast, lunch, dinner, entrance fees, entertainment, all included. This perfection is like that. So it includes and allows for whatever it is. Whatever it is. If you encounter, let's say you are at a dinner and the food is perfect. We said, oh, everything is perfect. And you take one spoonful of the dal and it is burnt. Let's say the dal का जो क्या बोलते हैं उसे, झोंक, क्या क्या बोलते हैं, झोंक ना, झोंक, जल गया,
Chop, chop.
झोंक, जल गई, जला हुआ है, दाल जली हुई है भैया, कौन से परफेक्शन की बात कर रहे हो? सॉरी. हाँ. सो
Thank you.
so
Mm.
it is perfect because it is perfectly burnt. It is perfectly burnt, and it is perfectly all right if you don't take another spoon of that dal anymore. Perfectly all right.
Many perfectly all right if you take another spoon of that dal and again say, oh, so sweet, so lovely it is.
Yeah,
I really.
maybe. No, that is difficult to do. This is, ये तो दाल की बात है, मान लो ले भी ली, लेकिन जो कड़वी कड़वी चीजें हैं हमारी लाइफ में, उनकी भी मैं बात कर रहा हूं. There is nothing that says it is possible. What you are saying, Pandey ji, ये भी हो सकता है. If you say, oh, it is perfectly burnt, and your second in your second spoon you may find, you know what, ये ऐसा smoked वाला flavor पाने के लिए तो लोग क्या क्या नहीं करते. So that is one option. Second option. Second option, it is perfectly all right to just say, I'm not going to have this dal today because it is perfectly burnt. It is perfectly all right to not have another spoon. I need something else. Go somewhere else. Find something else. So जब हम perfection की बात करते हैं, then it is not a limited looking through binoculars, looking through a telescope. It is a 360-degree all inclusive package of perfection that this universe brings to us. So, चलो कड़वी दाल तो हमने या जली हुई झोंक छौंक वाली दाल हमने छोड़ भी दी. What about situations which may not be something, uh, or people, जैसे बोल रहे थे ना, somebody is very mean, somebody is very rude, somebody is very even angry, violent. So they are perfectly angry. When they are angry, they are perfectly angry. Not idhar na udhar. Perfectly angry, perfectly mean. They, the universe doesn't fool around. They are exactly as angry as they are. The words are exactly what they said. What you hear is exactly what you hear. What you think is exactly what you think. Perfection moving from perfection, through perfection, in perfection, to perfection. Nothing else is going on. And again, perfectly all right to walk away. While we can love perfection, there is nothing that says we can love everybody doesn't mean we have to like everybody. We will, no, given that everyone is perfect, I am free to choose whatever form of perfection that is my preferred flavor of the day. There is nothing in the books or anywhere that says only this perfection is allowed, this perfection is not allowed. All perfections are allowed. So I'm not sure what Sonal means when she says vice versa should be perfect too. Meaning what? That I am perfect, they are perfect, but I am also perfect. Vice versa means me, मैं भी perfect हूँ. नमस्ते वंदना जी, कैसे हैं?
We are perfect.
Now you're perfect.
Earlier also.
Yes, yes. Before this, you were perfectly by yourself. Now you are perfectly together. So it is only from perfection to perfection. You're perfectly alone. Now you're perfectly together. So, but we make the mistake of thinking कि when I was alone, it was not perfect. अभी जो रिट्रीट में हम गए थे, बहुत सारे यंग बच्चे थे, मतलब in their 20s, 30s, and a lot of them had questions for me about, there is this uh, girl that I really love, but she doesn't pay any attention to me. She wants to go marry somebody else, and I can't live without her. And what am I supposed to do, Guruji? मुझे कुछ रास्ता दिखाओ, मैं तो खा नहीं पाता, सो नहीं पाता, बस यही चाहिए. यही एक लड़की है जिससे मैं प्यार करता हूँ. So लेकिन आपके तो साथ है. अभी ये बंदे जो थे वो बेचारे मजनू बने घूम रहे थे. And people really, I mean, they go really all the way with this idea. All the way, यानी अपना करियर बर्बाद करने को तैयार है, यहाँ तक अपनी हेल्थ तैयार बर्बाद करने को तैयार है. दे आर विलिंग नॉट जस्ट health and career, they are sometimes go to the extent of being willing to give up this body and this life just because of this one person who they think is what. you know she's perfect. Okay, she's perfect. Guess what? There are about 3.5 billion other perfect ones out there. Approximately. और वो 3.5 billion परफेक्ट आपको नहीं दिख रही है, एक ही वाली दिख रही है. मतलब what? Why do you have to narrow your vision down to this? टनल विजन तो छोड़ो, टनल का पिन होल विजन बोलते हैं इसको. ये एक ही दिखाई देते हैं. जरा आंखें खोलो भैया. All you have to do is open your eyes. The one that you think and so sure that she's perfect, do you think she has some qualities which are not some qualities that you like. Do you think it is possible that she doesn't have every quality of her is exactly what you like? Do you think that is possible? Hmm. ना कस्में है, ना शिकवे है, ना क्या है, ना
ना रस में है ना कस
ना
में है,
रस्में है, ना कस्में है, ना शिकवे है, ना वादे
वादे
हैं।
है, एक
एक
सूरत
सूरत
भोली
भोली
भाली है,
भाली सी, दो
तो
नैना
नैना
सीधे
सीधे
सावे
साधे।
हैं। हाँ, तुम बिल्कुल वैसी हो जैसा मैंने सोचा था। बिल्कुल वैसी हो।
By the way, Sanjiv ji,
हाँ,
my boyfriend used to sing that for me. Yeah?
is that right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. But that's only as long as he was your boyfriend. Let him
ये
come and stay.
मेरा भी
Let him come
पसंदीदा
and stay
गाना
a
है।
few months with you. Then we'll see if the song changes and the tune changes or not. And no, and of course, by the way, this is not about you at all. It could be anybody, anybody. I'm sure by the time आप 3 4 6 महीने 1 साल गुजारो किसी के साथ, आपको उनकी सारी बुराइयां नजर आने लगेगी भर भर के, और वही जो तुम
सारे
सोचते
कस्मे वादे समझ में आने लग जाते हैं।
सारे कस्मे वादे समझ में आने लग जाते हैं। एग्जैक्टली। सो
कसमें वादे प्यार वफा सब बातें हैं, बातों का क्या।
हाँ, एग्जैक्टली। और जब कोई किसी का नहीं ये समझ जाते हैं, सचमुच में समझ जाते हैं, तो सब कुछ सब हर कोई अपना ही है। देन व्हाई वरी अबाउट वन दैट वन क्या यार, 4 आंखें हैं क्या उसकी? या 6 हाथ है? नहीं है। सो एवरीवन, सो नाउ देन इट बिकम्स अ मैटर ऑफ प्रेफरेंस, जस्ट मूव ऑन। अरे नहीं बन रही है बात तो छोड़ो ना, क्या है? सो दिस वाज व्हाट आई वाज टेलिंग देम, एंड सम ऑफ देम एक्चुअली गॉट इट एंड दे सेड आप बिल्कुल सही कह रहे हैं। You know, imagine your life with that same person after 1 year of knowing how they snore or whatever it is, you know. And you'll all these high flung ideas. And the other thing is, आपका आपका मकसद है प्यार देना। प्यार देना है आपको, आपके अंदर जो प्यार है वो आप देना चाह रहे हो, और वो प्यार देने का अनुभव, और वो प्यार देने का जो अनुभव है, उसके लिए आप तरस रहे हो। लेकिन हम सोचते हैं कि हम उस व्यक्ति के लिए तरस रहे हैं। वो व्यक्ति के लिए नहीं तरस रहे हो आप प्यार देने को तरस रहे हो, क्योंकि प्यार देने में जो आनंद है वो अनुभव सबको चाहिए। और प्यार देना ही है तो दो ना यार, बहुत सारे हैं जो प्यार आपका ले सकते हैं। क्यों एक के पीछे ही क्यों पड़े हो कि मैं इसको ही प्यार दूंगा? सो देयर इज नो डिफरेंस। सो इट्स टाइम ऑल आवर misguided teenagers and 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds and 70-year-olds wake up. Wake up and smell the coffee. That there is nothing like that. What you really want is to give love, and it's like, देने में क्या हर्ज है? देने में कोई मुश्किल ही नहीं है। प्यार देने को, वो लेने जाते हैं तब मुश्किलें शुरू हो जाती है। देने में क्या प्रॉब्लम है? आप रास्ते पे किसी चौराहे पे खड़े हो जाओ, जो भी जा रहा है उसको 100 100 रुपये देते जाओ, देते जाओ, देते जाओ, देते जाओ, देते जाओ। कोई ना नहीं कहेगा, दो भाई दो, दो दे दो, दे दो, हम भी ले रहे, हम भी ले रहे। और दो और 20 लोगों को बुलाएंगे, दे दो। उसी चौराहे पे खड़े हो जाओ और जो कि जा रहे है उसको कोई भाई 100 रुपया दो, पहले जाने से पहले दे दो, दे दो, 100 रुपया दो, 100 रुपया दो, 100 रुपया दो। कोई नहीं देगा। तो देना मुश्किल नहीं है तो दो ना भाई। तुम्हारे अंदर में प्यार है जो तुमने, या व्हाट गोज ऑफ योर फादर टू गिव? व्हाट गोज ऑफ योर फादर? जस्ट गिव। इट्स ओनली बिकॉज यू आर होल्डिंग ऑन टू मैं इसी को दूंगा। अरे भाई क्यों? क्या है इसमें जो औरों में नहीं है? Or so then the whole universe is open to you, available to you, to give, to give, to give. There's a beautiful quote by Saint Augustine. Let me see if I can find it.
The one it is in giving that you get.
No, let me just pause this so that we. But it was something to the effect that since you cannot possibly love everyone in the world, pay close attention to those that are around you. So, yeah, so if somebody is out of reach or whatever, for whatever reason, just pay attention to who is available, who is there, who is present, who is with you. To those who are with you, give them your love. But we always want to reserve our love for somebody who is not with us. जो हमारे साथ नहीं है, पास नहीं, उसके लिए हम बचा के रखते हैं. उसको भी देना जब मिले तब, लेकिन फिलहाल तो जो है उसको दे दो, वो खत्म नहीं होने वाला है. So, so this so-called, you know, same goes with people. You are perfectly free to so if the person is mean, it's perfectly okay to leave. If the person is yelling, it is perfectly okay to ask them not to, and or to yell back. If the person is hitting you, it's perfectly, they are yelling perfectly, no problem, but it's perfectly okay for you to stop them, perfectly okay to walk away, perfectly okay if your perfect anger arises in your perfect body and perfect choice words emerge from you. It's perfectly okay. So love is the context, जो उसका जो बैकग्राउंड है, वो है प्रेम. और उसी कॉन्टेक्स्ट के अंदर आपके अपने आप के प्रेम के लिए ये गलत नहीं है कि आप किसी पर गुस्सा हो जाओ या कुछ बता दो उसको जो सही नहीं है. प्रेम करने का मतलब ये नहीं कि हम अब क्या बोलते हैं, वो दरवाजे के बाहर वेलकम मैट लिखते हैं ना, जो आए हमें रौंद के चला जाए. ऐसा नहीं, उसका मतलब ये नहीं है. So, and this is again a question for a lot of people कि अगर when somebody is so mean or so wrong or so bad, then what happens to love? अरे lovingly tell them to, you know, 4 letter words, 5 letter words, whatever.
लविंगली एक घूसा मार सकते क्या?
गुस्सा क्यों मार रहे हैं, मारने वो वहां तक क्यों सीमित रखे. अभी जो कर्नल हमें मिले थे रिट्रीट में, जो एक आर्मी में कर्नल है, वो भी उन्होंने भी यही सवाल किया था कि आप प्रेम की बात कर रहे हैं, परफेक्शन की बात कर रहे हैं, दिव्यता की बात कर रहे हैं. मेरे सामने अगर एक टेररिस्ट या पाकिस्तानी सोल्जर खड़ा है जो मेरे दुश्मन का सोल्जर है, जो सामने आक्रमण करने आ रहा है, तो मैं बिना झिझक के मेरी बंदूक से उसको उड़ा दूंगा. तो आप जो प्रेम की बात कर रहे हैं, उसका क्या होगा? क्या होगा उसका? कुछ नहीं होगा. आपके अंदर नफरत है, घृणा है, और आपने आक्रमण कर दिया, तब जाके आप अपने आप से दूर जा रहे हो. लेकिन आपके पास अगर जैसे हम वो सामुराई गेम खेले थे, प्रतिद्वंदी है आपका, लेकिन यू आर फुल ऑफ लव एंड रिस्पेक्ट फॉर दैट पर्सन. एंड येट एक युद्ध है, एक प्रतियोगिता है, उसमें आगे आपको जाना है, एंड दैट इज परफेक्टली ओके. सो फ्री योर सेल्फ फ्रॉम दिस थॉट कि दैट जस्ट बिकॉज आई एम on this spiritual journey, I have to be some ideal good. जो है वो परफेक्ट है, जो है वो सत्य है, जो है वो सही है. एंड अल्टीमेटली जो आपका सत्य है कि आप दिव्यता की एक अंश हो, उसी का एक स्वरूप हो, दैट इज द अल्टीमेट ट्रूथ. और वो छोड़ना नहीं है, वो भूलना नहीं है. चाहे फिर आप युद्ध कर रहे हो या सेवा, दैट डजंट मैटर. सेवा भी आप करते हैं अगर घमंड के साथ, मैं देखो कितनी सेवा कर रहा हूँ, या या और अलोंग विथ पिटी, ओ ये कितना बेचारा, उसको मैं मदद कर दूं बेचारा. अगेन यू हैव फॉरगॉटन परफेक्ट. सामने वाला परफेक्ट, परफेक्टली पुअर, perfectly not educated, perfectly without the right opportunities. So from perfection, imperfection to perfection, all action, all interaction, nothing is excluded. Great, wonderful. Any thoughts, questions, comments? Anybody? Questions, thoughts, comments, insights? Yes, no, maybe so, but. Any buts?
Perfect.
Perfect. Perfect. Great. भजन सुना दे, वन गीत. ओके. um, so Nivedita, we will trade. Next time you tell a story. Okay. इन दिनों दिल मेरा मुझसे है कह रहा, तू ख्वाब सजा, तू जी ले जरा, है तुझे भी इजाजत, कर ले तू भी मोहब्बत, है तुझे भी इजाजत, कर ले तू भी मोहब्बत. तू ख्वाब सजा, तू जी ले जरा, बेरंग सी है बड़ी जिंदगी, कुछ रंग तो भरूं मैं अपनी तन्हाई के वास्ते, अब कुछ तो करूं। बेरंग सी है बड़ी जिंदगी, कुछ रंग तो भरूं मैं अपनी तन्हाई के वास्ते, अब कुछ तो करूं। जब मिले थोड़ी फुर्सत, जब मिले थोड़ी फुर्सत, खुद से कर ले मोहब्बत। तू ख्वाब सजा, तू जी ले जरा।
सुपर्ब।
थैंक यू, थैंक यू। जब मिले थोड़ी फुर्सत, खुद से कर ले मोहब्बत। ये जो प्रेम देने वाली बात कर रहे थे, वो जो आप चाहते हैं शायद वो नहीं मिल रही है या मिल रहा है, तो और किसी को दे दे। और वो और कोई भी नहीं मिल रहा है, तो आप खुद तो है ही है। खुद से कर ले मोहब्बत, खुद से कर ले मोहब्बत। यू आर वर्दी ऑफ योर लव, यू आर वर्दी ऑफ योर ओन लव, यू आर worthy of your love. Let me say it one more time. You are worthy of your love. You are worthy of your love. So you are the best. मेरा एक दोस्त था, you are the best. That was his, like, so easily he would say it anytime, anytime. कुछ भी, you are the best, you are the best. Just like our Phoenix
You
का
are
जो है
right.
mantra, you are right, दादाजी, you are right. Daji, she calls me Daji. She doesn't say Dadaji. Daji, you are right. तो उसी तरह ये दूसरा भी मंत्र है, you are the best, you are the best, you are the best. So live like that. You are the best.
Yes, you are the best.
You are the best. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Great. हाँ निवेदिता, what you're saying? हाँ, thank you.
संजीव जी एक विचार आया है
हाँ, sure.
When everything is perfect, what remains is love.
Yeah, exactly. When everything is perfect, there is nothing to do.
Yes.
There is nothing that has to be done. And when there's nothing that has to be done, all that remains is love. All that remains is celebration.
So फिर संजीव जी गुस्सा तो आता ही नहीं ना?
गुस्सा नहीं आता है, नहीं आता है तो नहीं आता है, कोई बात नहीं, दैट इज ऑल्सो परफेक्टली फाइन। ऐसा किसी ने लिख के नहीं रखा कि गुस्सा करो।
जहाँ होना चाहिए वहां भी नहीं आता।
जहाँ होना चाहिए वहां भी नहीं आता।
बहुत आता है।
सो 1 + 1 डिवाइड बाय 2, एवरेज पे आप दोनों ठीक हो जाओ।
प्रेम से गुस्सा करो।
सोनल कह रही है बहुत गुस्सा आता है, अनामी क्या कहती है कि गुस्सा आता ही नहीं है। नहीं,
दोनों परफेक्ट है।
दोनों परफेक्ट है। गुस्सा आता है गुस्सा करो, गुस्सा नहीं आता है गुस्सा मत करो। देयर इज नथिंग रॉन्ग। सी देयर इज नो सिचुएशन वेयर वी नो फॉर श्योर कि गुस्से से ही बात होगी। इनफैक्ट मेरी तो मतलब एक्सपीरियंस में ऐसा कभी नहीं हुआ कि बिकॉज आई गॉट एंग्री थिंग्स गॉट बेटर। वी थिंक दैट इफ आई गेट एंग्री थिंग्स विल गेट बेटर। दिस इज अ मिथ। सो ये मिथ में से हम बाहर निकलते हैं। तो ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है कि जहां गुस्सा होना चाहिए। देयर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड फर्मनेस, फर्मली, डिसाइसिवली। If you act firmly and decisively, that's required sometimes. You are right. Um, but anger is optional. So anger is never a requirement. Firmness is required sometimes. But firmness can be with love. Decisiveness can be with love. But so let's say you want to leave that person. You can make a very decisive action to leave. But that act of living can be full of love. It need not be filled with anger. That's optional. ऑप्शनल आपको डालना है झोंक मसाला जो भी डालो, अगर आपको इच्छा है तो डालो, बट जरूरी नहीं है. और आपके हाथ में सिर्फ वो मसाला ही आ रहा है सोनल, तो वो डालो, क्या है उसमें. इट्स ऑल्सो perfectly okay to get angry when you get angry. Sorry?
डाला तो बहुत तीखा हो जाता है.
आवाज ब्रेक हो रही है. Type it in the chat window.
And isn't anger destructive?
Yeah, and anger is destructive compared to not being angry. Anger is destructive to your own body, to your own mind, first of all. You release hormones and stress hormones which are destructive to your body. But then again, if that's what is there, that's what is there. I mean, everything was a gift anyway. The the body the body itself is a gift. So did you type it, Sonal? No. Okay. So yeah, it's destructive, but if that's what's there, then that's what is there. And destruction is also perfect, because from destruction comes creation.
So, Sanjivji,
All three gunas of Srishti, Sthiti, Lay. I actually never knew the meaning of this word. I thought वो एक भजन में, एक devotional song में आता है. सृष्टि स्थिति लय स्वरूप तुम हो, तुम हो आत्म स्वरूप, तुम हो जगत के दाता, तुम हो जगत के दाता. सृष्टि स्थिति लय स्वरूप तुम हो, तुम हो आत्म स्वरूपा. अब गुरुदेवा दर्शन दीजो, तुम हो जगत के दाता, तुम हो जगत के दाता. And then the line goes, Srishti Sthiti Lay Swarup Tum Ho. So Srishti is creation. Sthiti means static, as is, complete,
Maintenance.
maintenance. Lay comes from pralay. Shrishti, Sthiti, Lay, Swarup, Tum Ho. You're all three forms: creation, destruction, and continuation. All three forms are you. And but who I am is beyond those forms. Who the I is beyond all three forms. And therefore doesn't have any particular preference for one or the other. All are required in their own place and in their own time, if that's what is there. Yeah. So I think Sonal, we'll have to take your comment and question next time.
so Sanjivji, I wanted to say something.
Sure,
in
sure. Go
this.
ahead. Uh,
So when we do the Durga Saptashati, in that they tell the mother in the stuti that even when you are doing lie of Mahishasur, you have karuna in you. You have compassion in you. With
mhm.
compassion, you are doing it. So, whenever you are also stopping somebody from doing something wrong, with
Yeah.
compassion and love, it is perfectly all right.
Right, right, right. Exactly. Correct. Absolutely. Um, yeah. But what you said is perfectly true. But don't beat yourself up over the head
Yeah,
if you forget that,
that's
because
true.
in that situation, in that moment, that is perfectly the way it is. That it is not coming necessarily out of compassion, it is coming out of something else, out of anger, let's say. Even then, don't beat yourself up over the head. It's perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect anger in that moment. It's part of the lie. Great. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I think we should record what, 30-second Insta on this and give it a title. Okay, let's see. So perfection is the state of things being exactly the way they are. And this entire universe, people, places, things, events, are all exactly the way they are. The divine and the universe does not deal with approximations. Everything is exactly what it is. Approximations are a game of the mind, a mere concept. When we understand this, we are only moving from perfection, imperfection to perfection. And in that state of understanding that all is perfect, in that understanding that all is perfect, there is nothing in particular that you have to do because everything is already perfect. And when there is nothing in particular that you have to do, all that remains in the space and the wake of that is love. And all that remains in the space and wake of that love is celebration. So celebrate whatever is. If there is anger, it's perfect anger. If there is love, if there's joy, if there's happiness, if there's softness, if there's compassion, it's perfect. And the absence of that is also perfect. It's just the way it is. Free yourself from this thought of wanting to be somewhere else, some other person than you are. All are perfect. All is perfect. Everything is perfection itself. Thank you.